You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, Days of Our Lives fans. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt, and I've got your weekly spoilers for the NBC Peacock streaming soap opera from Monday, June 24th, all the way through Friday, June 28th. We have got a big return, a big recast. We have got so much stuff happening. I'm really excited to talk about. There's an engagement. There's a possible miscarriage. Lots to unpack. If you haven't already, though, please reach down and bop that subscribe button and follow us. Thank you so much. Now let's dive right in. Monday, June 24th, season 59, episode 216. Harris is back, and he has something to tell Ava Vitali that absolutely stuns her. Bear in mind, Steve Burton wrapped filming back in December. He should be leaving anytime between now and the end of July, depending on how they used his final episode. Arianne Zucker completed filming at about the same time he did, and she revealed that her final episode is at the end of July. But depending on how they edit things up, there's no guarantee that his will be about the same time. So definitely, though, look for the groundwork as he heads out of town. A lot of people are wondering if Ava is going to go. I do know that Tamara Braun was around filming the 15,000th episode of Days of Our Lives in April, which is set to air in December. So she was working then. So if she does leave, I suspect she won't be gone for too long. EJ has a confession for Nicole. Not the thing he should be confessing, about that whole I stole the stolen baby thing, but that he saw her sloppy, drunken kiss with Eric Brady. Plus, Brady and Theresa bust into the Salem Inn room. They chew out Tate and Holly, and it looks like that Theresa is going to haul Holly home to the DiMera mansion and rat her out to her mama, Nicole. Tuesday, June 25th is season 59, episode 217. Finally, Judith Chapman is back as rotten Diana Colville. Leo Stark goes out to see his mean mama at Statesville Prison, and she unloads on him as she usually does and tells him she did not make him the way that he is. And this is, of course, in his search for answers about why he's unlovable, and she is not going to take responsibility for him not being able to find lasting love in his life. Speaking of mothers and sons, we have scenes with Lucas Horton and his mom, Kate Roberts, who is a lot nicer mom than Diana for sure. He is ready to leave town. She doesn't want him to go, and they have a very emotional goodbye. Maggie Horton and Alex Kiriakis try and bury the hatchet on Tuesday. They make an agreement to try and get along better. Wednesday, June 26th, episode 218 of season 59. And we've got Xander talking to Sarah about his relationship with Victor. And of course, he still doesn't know that Victor was his biological dad. And Alex has unknowingly stolen all his inheritance and that posthumous relationship with Victor, because Theresa is still sitting on that secret. But Xander does talk to Sarah about how much he respected and cared about his opinion, but Victor was always very distant from him. But at that point, I don't think Victor knew that that was his son. That came later with that letter. Chanel has cramps, terrible cramps at the DiMera mansion and collapses. Johnny gets her over to the hospital. Paulina is there. Abe is there. She is very scared. She's in a lot of pain. She's very worried she is going to miscarry this child, and you never know, she might. In terms of real world stuff, I mentioned this the other day. I had done some research, and that kind of radiation exposure is not known to cause miscarriages, but they don't really have a ton of evidence on that. They just recommend that you don't use it while you're pregnant, and she did have only secondhand exposure, so you never know. Maybe they'll leave town and come back with a fully formed baby. Plus, Alex and Theresa announced that they are engaged. Justin is not so sure that Alex is making the right move with this, and Alex does his usual obnoxious behavior and tells him, well, you're not my dad. This is all going to come back to bite Alex really hard when the truth about Theresa comes out, and he's going to have a big apology tour to make. Otherwise, he's just going to have to leave Salem because he's going to be very embarrassed. Thursday, June 27, 2024, episode 219 of season 59. Theresa scrambles to cover up up some of her past sins. We also know that Colton Little is back as her brother, Andrew Donovan. Remember, he's sitting on the secret that she was the one who helped Constantine kidnap the baby. He didn't say exactly when his air date was, but he said he'll be on screen sooner rather than later. So Theresa is going to be outed at some point, but I think it's going to be a big shocker at her wedding when Xander's mom comes, because Xander's mom knows the truth, and she would be very shocked to see that Alex has purloined Xander's future and inheritance. Plus, Brady is suspicious of Theresa with good reasons all the time. And he shares a theory with Alex about why and how their relationship developed. And Alex's ego, is as big as a bus. So I don't think he is going to take Brady seriously at all. I think he's going to assume that Brady's being jealous and trying to break them up. Plus, Xander and Nicole get in a nasty confrontation, which is very interesting to me. I really, gosh, do you remember back when he had her in a cage? Those were fun episodes. I do love Xander's evolution, but I love villains. And he was such a villain back then, and I loved him, and I love him now because now he's sweet and he has the little girl. He's had a great character arc. So I'm very curious to see what the nature of their argument is. And on Thursday, we are going to see Cherie Jimenez in her recast debut as Gabi DiMera when Stefan heads out to Statesville Prison to see his wife. Friday, June 28th, 2024 is episode 220 of the current season. Paulina Price is eaten up with guilt. Abe tries to make her feel better. They're at the hospital. Abe is wondering what's going on with the baby and if the baby will make it through. I mean, with Days of Our Lives, there's no telling. They don't have a problem writing a pregnancy termination storyline. They've written so many miscarriage storylines. All soaps have. So it's a wait and see because they could do absolutely anything with this pregnancy. But we do know that Carson Boatman and Raven Bowens are indeed leaving. They should be gone within the next couple of weeks because of Carson Boatman's paternity leave. He had a daughter in, I think, December 23rd, like 3 days before Christmas, 22nd or the 23rd. So he was out on paternity leave the beginning of this year, and with their tape to air delay, those are just airing now. Plus, EJ goes to Rafe. He needs his help to deal with Melinda Trask. So Rafe wants Gabi out of prison because that's his sister. EJ wants Gabi out of prison to keep Stefan's mouth shut. Melinda has now been supplanted as the DA. EJ got the job back, but Melinda has that notebook that has the blood evidence that would help the case to vacate Gabi's guilty verdict and get her out of prison. So these two guys aren't fans of each other, but they may indeed work together to try and get Gabi out. And Eric brings life-changing news to Nicole while Stefan DiMera makes Gabi a promise. Those are all the spoilers that I have for you right now. If you haven't, please reach down and click subscribe. Definitely drop your comments on what you are excited to see next week. What do you think about this engagement, the proposal, the new Gabi? Let me know everything you think. And come back soon. We are here talking Days of Our Lives 7 days a week. And as always, I'm your host, Belinda from Soap Dirt.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.